Creating a new virtual machine from scratch is really pretty simple within proxmox. One of the things that we're going to do is look at how to make sure we get the best performance out of the disk and network interfaces, and to do that we're going to use something called virtio. But here's the basic process for creating a new virtual machine. We'll show you how to add those virtio drivers into Windows at the end here. But creating a virtual machine, we just really need to click that Create VM button. Then we need to choose which node we want to install this on, and we have two to choose from here. We're going to just choose the one that it automatically came up with. We need to choose the VM ID. This is pretty much the permanent ID for this device, so you want to make sure you know what you're naming it. I like to do it based off of the IP subnet, the last 2 octets, basically what its IP addressing is going to be. So for this one we'll just choose 25.0.42. The name of this is going to be MTDC1. Let's say I wanted to create a Windows domain controller. I'll click Next. Choose the operating system. For this particular example, we'll start by using Windows 2012, just for fun. Click the CD/DVD. Here we get to choose which ISO image that we want to install. Let's see if I have the Windows 2012, and I don't on this one. So we'll choose Windows 8. Back here, we'll choose Windows 2008 R2. Click Next. Here's one of the places where we get to choose whether it's virtio or not in the bus device. Make sure we click that drop down where it says IDE and choose virtio. The disk size, if this is a Windows box, probably want it to be at least 64 gigs for that C drive. I like to leave the rest of these things just on their defaults. The CPU, let's give this multiple cores, but we're going to leave it with a single socket so that we can take these licenses. Say Windows 2012 lets you have, standard lets you have 2 instances with 1 proc each. This is where we can meet those license compliances by choosing just 1 socket. Go to memory, let's give it at least 4 gigs. The network is another spot where we can choose the virtio, so we choose that right here. Click Next and finish. And that's all there is to it, to creating the virtual machine. I wanted to do this demo with Windows Server 2012, so I went ahead and copied the ISO on over to the NAS server for Windows 2012. I'm going to show you how you change the image or the ISO file that's associated with the CD drive. You simply go to that virtual machine, go to the Hardware tab, and we double-click that CD drive, and then we can choose a different ISO image. So we'll choose that 2012. Click OK. Now, to actually configure this to use the virtio drivers, there's a special step we have to do. So I'm going to show you how that works. Basically, we've got to start that VM. You'll notice this particular icon turned from dark to light. That shows that it's actually powered on. And then all we're going to do is open up the console. Now, depending on what web browser and what operating system you're using, you'll get a different message here. So once in a while it might say that it couldn't connect, and all you have to do then is click on this reload button. So we'll go through this setup here, and this setup is pretty much the same for Windows 2008 or Windows 7, even pretty similar for Windows Vista. So we'll say install now. We'll choose server with a GUI so we can do some other demos. Accept the license terms, and we're going to do a custom install. Now notice it doesn't show any disks here, and here's the extra step that we're going to go through. We want to click on load driver, and before we do that, I'm going to come back here. We're going to change this CD drive again. This time we're going to change it to the virtio drivers. So we choose the most recent ones that we've downloaded and copied up to our proxmox server. Bring this guy back. Click OK. We want to browse for those drivers. Go ahead and choose Win7, AMD64. Let's choose both of those. That way it gives us both the hard disk drivers and the network drivers. And the next step, we need to make sure we go back and change this drive back to the actual operating system installation disk. I've done that several times where I forgot to do that, and it really created a problem. You'll notice it says Windows can't be installed on this drive. Now we'll click refresh, and now that we've swapped those disks back, it will be able to. Just click next, and that's really all there is to it.